Welcome, good evening. Welcome to our SAFIR-ZENIQ workshop. My name is Daniel BOTIC and I'll be your host for tonight. I hope everybody is great, everybody's excited. I want to wish a warm welcome, especially for the people who are first time joining our calls. So I hope I'll give my 100% best to put a smile on your face after the call so that you can come back to your people who invited you. And of course, they'll give you more information how and when and what they can start and how you can be in part of this amazing opportunity. So just in the beginning, I'll just in a few sentences introduce myself. I was doing almost 10 years as a former sport journalist to almost 10 years for Croatian television as an editor, as a journalist, as a presenter. And then after that, 2015, started my own company as an entrepreneur, especially in the IT and tourism sector. And then COVID hits us really hard. And then everything starts to collapse in my private business. But due to the thing that I was start to explore the new technology, I always was a bigger fan of that, especially for the cryptocurrency market, blockchain, and etc. And that was back in 2017. Then in the COVID time, definitely I was diving into it much deeper. And how one of our great leaders, Mr. Sasha Ilic, will tell us sometimes, a lot of times, repeat the sentence, I kissed also a lot of frogs before I find something great. In the fairy tale, for the ladies find some prince. And I really do think that what I will present today, it's absolutely unbelievable. It's absolutely groundbreaking. And I will put myself into the position that I will present everything what I experienced and what I learned. And let's go dive into it. So, of course, the great thing is that we'll talk about a lot of different companies. So first of all, I welcome you on the SAFIR workshop, because SAFIR Global is the community and it's the company that is building up community around amazing high-tech blockchain development platforms and products and everything. So you will see everything what we have in our hands. But of course, first of all, I need to put some disclaimer. So this presentation, it's not financial advisement. I am personally not a financial advisor. Everything what I will tell today, it's coming from my own experience. It's coming from my personal learning. And this is exclusively educational manner and informational manner. So what I suggest for you that you listen very carefully, and everything what I will put as an information, do with this information whatever you think it's suitable for you. And I will tell you my experience, what I did, and what comes with me in the almost 1.5 years when I first hear about SAFIR Global. So we all know that the world was prepared, we learned from our parents, from our grandparents, and from siblings and everybody, was no longer existing. We see it every single day. Everything is changed. We are right now in the fourth industrial revolution, and there is two big things when you talk about this. And the fourth industrial revolution has automation and has digitalization. So everything is automated around us. Everything is digitalized. And of course, the financial sector, which is always lacking behind, needs to be involved in that as well. And it started 2008 with the first brand of the blockchain technology, which was the Bitcoin. But that was really early stages. But right now, after almost 15 years of development, the blockchain industry, the blockchain technology, which I surely think that will have much more impact, and it will be greater than internet in the future, not from my point of view, but also from a lot of specialists, a lot of leaders, a lot of very important people. This is what they are sharing as well. Now it's time that they can be prepared and that they can offer world from business sector and also from ordinary people, something that was never been seen before in the history of our lives. So we can be blessed that we are living right now, because we are in the early stages of totally development and changing the financial thing, how we were used to and how we were talked to and how we were learned to be. So definitely we are in the right place at the right time. So of course, SAFIR Global is, like I said, an online platform that has exclusive rights for distributing products and services, especially from the main partner, which is coming from Ramzik and ZENIQ. But not just the blockchain tech product, but also it will come up with a health tech product, with educational tech product, and a lot of different categories to come. So it's like a big online web shop, and you will see what is unique is that to be entered into this community, to be entered into this a membership of online shop, it's absolutely free. There is no cost in advance, no cost after. So the free education, free information, and we know that the biggest asset right now in the world is the information, especially if you have it before everybody else in the market. And this is what SAFIR Global will bring together with their partners, and of course collaborates. And the main partner, when they started to work, it's coming from blockchain tech, because I think this is the most important field of everything what in the categories of SAFIR Global what is doing, and this is Ramzik and ZENIQ. Ramzik and ZENIQ are the two great companies. Ramzik is a tokenization company with all the licenses held in Dubai, because it's a company that is situated and registered in Dubai. And also the ZENIQ is the hardware and software company that every tokenization and everything what they are building, so they are produce technology with the blockchain and the smart chain, which allows everything to be involved. And it's not just that they are registered in Dubai. There was never been done before in history of the blockchain and the cryptocurrency market that the rulers of the Dubai, His Highness Mohammed Al Maktoum, who is the ruler of Dubai, together with his family, that some of the members, part of the members' family of Al Maktoum, are part as a shareholders of Ramzik and ZENIQ, and this is His Highness Sheikh Said bin Hashar Al Maktoum. So there is already 25 people working in the offices in Dubai as a staff, and a lot of developers, but this is not just an ordinary developer, this is a blockchain developer, this is the high position people. There is a lot of developers and a lot of experts in that field, especially because it's still young after 15 years. And this developer coming from the early stages, they were producing one of the first ERC20 token when Ethereum comes to life. There was one of the members that was producing also and was involved in the team who was doing the first Bitcoin blockchain, etc., etc. So it's an amazing company with a lot of knowledge, with a lot of experience after almost 15 years, and with an absolutely amazing backup and background. Because if you didn't been to Dubai, I suggest that before you leave this planet, you definitely need to see it. Because when you see it, when you feel it, then you will realize that there is nothing impossible that can be done in our lives. And this is what Al Maktoum family is distributing, is showing to the people every single day. And a lot of times I'm having a conversation with my friends when they ask me, I was a few times in Dubai in the last half a year, and they ask me, why you are going so much in Dubai? There is nothing to see there. I said, yeah, if you go to the Europe, then you are exploring history. You are exploring something that was left behind. But then when you go to Dubai, you are seeing the future. And the future is absolutely amazing. And especially if we as a small or ordinary person, don't get me wrong, can participate, and there was never been done before, that we have opportunity to be in part of that. So, and why they are backing up the Ramzik and ZENIQ? Because it's in alignment what everything they do, because they have already a plan of 50 years how Dubai will look like, because they want to be the rulers and they want to be in front of this fourth industrial revolution, because Dubai was built in 3 T letters. It was not on oil. Of course, oil helped them, but it was not the main thing. And right now, the less than 1% of GDP coming from oil. So they was built on transport, they were built on tourism, and they were built on trade. This is the first 3 T that Dubai was built. And now coming the 4th T letter, which is technology. So definitely something that, like I said, it's a match in heaven, I can say it. And this is the Ramzik and ZENIQ ecosystem. So the very interesting a word. When you see it, it's a gate of the future. And when I was in Dubai in December, when we were having a big global summit there, I was part of and seeing the museum of the future that never existed in the world, and it is in Dubai. And when you see what they are already doing, then you see that everything what is else you see in the Dubai is just still history. It's an old technology, and it's spectacular what you can see, because once you enter the Museum of Future, and that's why it says the gate of the future, and this is what Ramzik and ZENIQ will do. So don't brag a lot. So let's continue with what is the benefits and how you can participate in that. So why the alignment as well? Because the ZENIQ and Ramzik are building the ecosystem which will have everything on one platform. So there will be no like 7-8 different apps or platforms that you need right now. This is the current situation in crypto or blockchain market, and which is the most important part. It will be simple and unique and easy to enter for masses, because right now, why the masses are not in the blockchain and crypto? Because it's too complicated. It's meant, and it's for developers and programmers mainly, because they were the ones who was build this whole ecosystem of new financials, a thing around the blockchain and cryptocurrency. But what ZENIQ established, it's like same in the mobile phone industry, and in the past was Nokia, Sony Ericsson, Motorola, and they were quite complicated to understand how to use a simple telephone just to answer or put the name in the address box, or how to send the message. And then Steve Jobs came with a device which is called the smartphone, and totally changed the whole industry. And this is what I personally think, that the ZENIQ together with the Ramzik will change the whole industry of blockchain, because they put everything together on one platform that you have easily entering the system, the app, the cryptocurrency, and everything you have in your hands. Why? Everything is done for the tokenization that can be built, and that you can use all the system in one place, that you can trade your tokens, that you can store your tokens, that you can easily transfer tokens to your debit card, that you can easily navigate through your app, that you can, everything that you can have, each is in decentralized manner. So nobody controls that. There is no one who can tell you you can't do this or not. Nobody will ask you how much and why you want to send this kind of assets, or where to whom. So this is in totally decentralized experience and decentralized manner, which is absolutely unique. And this is on the one side, and the other side, of course, for the masses in the world, that they can have a piece of the pie, that they can have a share of profit of whole big tokenization projects that is coming from real industry. And I want to say, and I always like to say, this is the asset-backed token, which is something that is also never seen before right now in the cryptocurrency and blockchain. So I'll not dive too much into the different piece of the puzzle of the whole ecosystem, but I'll just say one thing, because this is something that is amused me a lot, because I was the guy who has IT team in my company together with my partners, and I was building the apps, which was just a tourism app to navigate you through the different sites and different locations, and different routes, and where to eat, what to see, and etc. So not complicated too much. And I know how much development was needed to be establish everything on one place. And if you take one app in the centralized world, in what is we have in our phones, it doesn't matter if it's an Android or iPhone, if you have one app that you can store your asset, that you can trade your asset, not just the one currency like domestic currency where you are living for that, but in the app you can trade and you can exchange different types of currency. You can mint, you can create, and you can mint your own tokens, and tokens from the tokenization partners, and the coin, which is a native coin of ZENIQ. So ZENIQ coin, which is a mother coin or a native coin of the blockchain, that you can have a decentralized messenger, that through the messenger you can send the cryptocurrency with a one click of the button, that you can have your credit card, and much more possibilities. There is nothing like that in the world, in the apps in the centralized world. And now you can imagine how it's hard to build that everything on the blockchain, because all these operations inside of normal app are totally decentralized. Nobody's controlling that. So it's totally automated. It's something that was never been seen before, because maybe you have some kind of piece of the puzzles of features that the normal app have in different apps, but there is no one in the market that has everything on one app. This is just one piece of the puzzle of the ZENIQ ecosystem. And once we are right now in the testing phase, we have like 200 people from the world. I am the part of that. I'm so excited that I can test and see the beta versions of ZENIQ Messenger, and it's working like the best apps for communication. I don't want to share the names because we all know which one of that are. So it's working absolutely perfect. But try to imagine that you can send an asset, doesn't matter if it's a cryptocurrency, if it's a tokenization token or digital token or whatever, yeah, that you can send it with a one click of a button. That will come really soon as a reality. So also the swap, the exchange, and what is the interesting part is that there is a lot of trades and a lot of exchanges in the cryptocurrency world. Some of them are centralized. We see a lot of problems with the centralized exchanges. I will not go down in that water. But also on the other side, we see a lot of decentralized exchange, but they are limited because they are built on one smart chain or one platform, which has limitations in the number of transactions, in the costs of the transaction, in the simplage of using these apps. So ZENIQ brought something that it was unbelievable and unimaginable. So with the one ZENIQ coin, you can transfer almost 160 swaps. You can do it. I don't know if anyone was doing something on decentralized finances and using Ethereum, for example, Uniswap. Try to go on the Uniswap and see how much you will pay in Ethereum fee, because this is the Ethereum based exchange. So everything was built on the Ethereum network. That's why you are paying the Ethereum fee. Try to calculate how much fee you will pay for 160 swaps that will be run and done on Uniswap. It will be, believe me, tens of thousands of dollars for sure, or thousands of dollars for sure. And here it is just the one ZENIQ coin, which is worth like 6-7 cents. It's absolutely unbelievable. So this is something that you need to understand, because especially when we'll talk about the tokenization. I will also not go through what is the NFT marketplace, but what people understand and who is a little bit involved in the crypto, to have that on one place, to be able to open the doors and to be able to compete with the best NFT marketplace in the world. This is what the ZENIQ will do, and to allow anyone to create a simple token. And this will bring a lot of attraction to the platform. It will bring a lot of attraction to the ZENIQ coin and all these tokenization projects, the big one, the small one. Everything is doing the best with the mechanisms what the ZENIQ has to establish and growing the worthiness of the ZENIQ coin, which is something absolutely revolutionary. But my favorite, what I was in love when I saw this first, because I was waiting for that moment to come. Because it's not just that, for example, 2021, the top 10 companies in the world, 9 of them entered the crypto market. But they're entering from buying the Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency as an asset on their balance sheet. They were not entering into the cryptocurrency market or blockchain because they were able to tokenize their projects, because there was no platform that was giving them opportunity to do that. And how big this opportunity can be, and how big this tokenization market will be huge in a new economy. The World Economic Forum says by 2027, maybe a year or 2 years later, because due to the crisis and wars and everything what is going on right now in the world, but they said 24 trillion. But I will say this is just the appetizer. This is just the time when you are sitting down with your friends in restaurant and the waiter still didn't come to ask you what you will have for appetizer drink. This is how I think personally this estimation is. And we are not talking what will happen 10 years later. And if we concede that in 5-6 years, this is 74 times bigger than Google, almost 300 times bigger than Coca-Cola market, almost 3 times bigger than whole gold market, 24 trillion. And the best part right now, it's right now, at the moment, there is only 9 companies, 9 projects that has technology to absorb this market into their projects, into their technology. And one of them, of course, is ZENIQ and Ramzik. And I will say, due to the speed and due to the cost of the transaction, they are definitely one of the toppest. Because I will ask you one question: where you want to tokenize your project? On the platform that has really slow transaction, and maybe they cannot take you because you will ruin their system because it's too heavy, it's big, and the cost of transaction will be like a few dollars for every single transaction. Or maybe you will go in the platform that they will take you and you will just take like 0.1% of their capacity, and the cost of the transaction will be like 0.0001 cent. I'm asking you, so you answer yourself to establish the idea what will happen. And on back of that, you have the whole Dubai backing on that, because this is something that was never seen before. But of course, it takes time. It cannot be done overnight. This is not a pump and dump scheme. This is not, overnight success. This is a long-term project. This is something that will leave us for generations to come. And of course, it takes time. It needs time. It's like in the real world. You cannot, build a bridge or build a big hotel in 1 month. There is no possibility. And, be taking the revenue and taking the profit after half a year. No, they'll tell you that you are a lunatic. And this is the same. But here you can have this piece of pie from a lot of brands, and you will see. I will not go dive into it, but you understand difference what the ZENIQ is offering. It's because of the technology and how their hubs and their processors are minting, and this is called the community minting, what they do for the tokenization part. Everybody knows the Bitcoin mining, and if I ask you 6-7 years ago, do you want to have a Bitcoin rig that will mine Bitcoin? Everybody will say, yeah, me, everybody. But they didn't understand this, that the cost of electricity was going higher and higher and higher and higher every single year. That once you buy hardware, you need to change it every 2 years. And it's not a cheap equipment. And there is no possibility that with a Bitcoin, there is no smart chain. So there is no possibility on their blockchain to build anything besides transaction between two wallets. And it's really, really slow. And when you see the community minting what ZENIQ has, try to imagine if you buy, for example, a rig or you buy a hub, and on that existing hub, you can add on. So your existing hub can mint hundreds and hundreds of different real projects from real industries. So if I tell you like 6 years ago, you can buy a rig for Bitcoin, and then 2 years after I said, the same rig that is mining Bitcoin, now you can mine the Ethereum. You'll say, no, that's not possible. And it was not possible. But what ZENIQ was doing with different technology, now the things can be possible, and it is absolutely mind-blowing. And I just want to show you the charts just to understand what happened with Ethereum. Why? Because they were the first one that offered the smart chain. They were the first one that offered that you can build the token on their platform, because Bitcoin was not allowing that. They had no technology for that. And due to all the limitations, because of the number of ERC20 tokens and number of tokenization projects, this is why the price skyrocketed for Ethereum from 2015 up to 2022. Of course, now we're in the bear market, everything is down, but I'm thinking, and I think if they will survive the competitors, they will again come to these high numbers. But to have possibility that you was entering into the Ethereum in 2015 when the price was like few bucks, and 7 years later the price was $5,000. So that means if you, for example, buy for 10,000 euro, at that time you will buy 25,000 Ethereums with a price, the lowest price of $0.4. And 7 years later, this 10,000 euro was 123 million euro. It's absolutely insane. And just because of the number of ERC20 tokens that was built, so it was, demand for the Ethereum. Because if you want to change, if you want to build ERC20 tokens and tokenization, and if you want to trade on them, you need Ethereum. So that's why people start to buy Ethereum, because of their tokens and ERC20 tokens, etc. And all of them are mostly, this is my personal opinion, mostly are useless, because it was done with the developers. It's like gaming, it's like a cartoon. Nobody knows what to do with it, but looks interesting. Maybe I can, convince few of the members of the community that I'll bring something valuable to the market, and everybody was buying. This is the same history was repeated into the era of .com, of internet. Everyone who was developed and take the .com, IP address was, overnight success, but that not last too much. Everything was crashed, and this will happen to the cryptocurrency market and to the most of the projects with no technology behind and with no real value. So with the constantly growing, right now ZENIQ with their partners is offering on their hubs 3 different projects that is coming from real industries with enormously big industries. And we are the first one that are entering, that we are opening Pandora box in bioeconomy, in movie industry, in real estate, and also the Avinok, who is coming in Avi industry, but is on the staking category. So it's not on the minting, but you can stake the Avinok token once you purchase it on the exchanges. You can stake it on the Nomo app, and you can have the benefits in years to come. So I will not dive into it too much, because we will probably finish around midnight if I talk about Tupan and regardless and CD alone. So I'll just give you a brief idea what are these projects are. For me, Tupan is something that locked my heart, because it's a purpose token. We need to save and preserve our planet, because we need to leave it for our children and grandchildren, something that they can explore, that they can live how we was able to have. And that's why this is something that has much more potential, and of course it's a higher percentage, because you are doing something good for the world, and also on the same time it's going to use something good for your wallet as well. And Tupan is a really strong word, because on Portuguese it means God of all gods. So this is what I love as well. And what they are doing, I will not dive into it, but one of the biggest markets right now in bioeconomy are CO2 certificates, because in the Kyoto in Japan, a few years before, a lot of countries from all around the world signed a contract, and they signed this contract and they say this is the race to net zero. So net zero means zero emission, because all the companies, airplane companies, factories, all of them are putting the CO2 into the atmosphere. And with the CO2 certificates, you are buying the certificate from the companies that are reducing. And how they can reduce? They can replant, they can reforestation with forests, with water, etc., etc. So they are doing the cleaning of something that you are putting inside of the air, because no airplane company will do reforest thousands of hectares of forests in Europe or something. Nobody will do that, but they can buy CO2 certificates from the companies and from the I would say the communities that are doing that on behalf of them. And this is how the biggest market was done, because Right now, the carbon credit market is mostly bigger than 200 billions per year. And in the next 5 years, it will come like 2,000 billions per year. So it's increasing absolutely enormously. And what Tupan has, this is the token, which is coming from hedge fund, which is called the Forest Out Green LLC. This is the only hedge fund and only token that has regulated by SEC. So that means that the Security and Exchange Commission, the highest, financial institution in the United States of America. And on the one hand, they are buying the land in Amazonia, which is our lungs of our world, and they are making the reforestation of destroyed habitats. Almost 20% of Amazonian rainforests are destroyed. So they are buying the land. They already purchased 2 times 15,000 hectares, and they are producing on that land CO2 certificates because they are making reforestation. But this is just one piece of the puzzle. But beyond that, they have already 67 world patents in different industries like medicine, agriculture, productivity, cosmetics, surveillance, which allows them to have multiple streams of income. This is just one of the projects already live inside of our green fund. And the Tupan community token, which is the current minting project, is just in the part of these carbon credits. But all of these different projects that our green fund has will benefit Tupan community token. And what we witnessed in December in Dubai is just one of the revolutionary projects that is coming in the part of surveillance and avio industry, which is drones. So try to imagine a drone who has an engine like an airplane. I don't know how I say it in English, sorry. So it's not an ellipsa like helicopter, but has motors like airplanes. It goes 980 kilometers per hour. The capacity is 1,200 kilometers that they can go with a one charge of battery and petrol because it's a hybrid. And they can take 600 kilos weight they can carry. Of course, this is the professional. It looks like more like this, even bigger than that. But this one is the smallest. It's called the Tupan 300. They are going 300 kilometers per hour as well. It is for surveillance, for the, fire forests and everything that will help to preserve everything what they are doing inside of, projects about the carbon credits. And what is the uniqueness? We are the only one who can have the possibility to mint Tupan token on existing ZENIQ processors or ZENIQ hubs. So we are the producers. With the money that is coming from us, the Forest Out Green Fund is buying the land together with the other financial institutions. On that land, like I said, they already purchased 2 times 15,000 hectares. They're making reforestation so that they can produce CO2 certificate that once they have it, they can sell it on the open market. And with the profit of that, they are buying back the Tupan community token from the exchanges. And we are the ones who put this Tupan community token on the exchange, on the ZENIQ exchange, on the ZENIQ swap, and on other different exchanges as well. And this is like perpetuum mobile. But this is only the first thing which is coming. But also the profit from other projects like Tupan 300 or Tupan 1000 or other projects are also giving a profit to fund. And that means that they can buy more Tupan community tokens. So this is something never seen before. And if you see, and if you compare this to like Bitcoin or Ethereum, there is no connection. The only connection is they are using the same technology. But, what is the connection between Bitcoin or bioeconomy and reforestation with carbon credits of Amazonian forests? And that's why it's not implementing and it's not influencing the price, because it's totally independent. It doesn't consist if it's a bear market or bull market, if Bitcoin is down or up. Doesn't matter, because it's not the same industry. And how you can participate? You can buy a ZENIQ hub. I will not go today too much about this physical device, which is like our own private bank, and with possibility that this device is minting ZENIQ coins. And also, if you purchase an add-on, it can mint other tokenization projects. In this example, it's like Tupan. And also, if you don't want to have a physical device, you can have a housing hub, which is the processor, and also you will pay 1,500 euro. This is a one-time payment. There is no monthly cost, there is no upfront, and etc. The only thing for the physical hub is once it comes to your place, because it's a physical device, you need to pay a VAT and custom if it depends on the country where you are living in. But for the housing hub, it's an online processor. Once it's put it on the blockchain, it's producing you on your unique. Nobody can control that. Nobody can stop that. It's producing you ZENIQ coins every single day. And once if you have one hub, or you have like 256 hubs, because this is the maximum number of housing hubs that you can have, you can make as much as add-ons, as much as you have this number of hubs. If you have 5 hubs, you can make 5 add-ons, for example, for Tupan. And of course, you will not pay every single add-on 998. So if you're buying in a bulk, you will have some kind of discount. And this is one-time payment. And this is something revolutionary. But also there is a possibility that you said, okay, I don't want to have a ZENIQ hub. I just want to have Tupan minting node. Okay, they said, okay, no problem. You will pay a little bit more price, because in reality, it needs ZENIQ hub, but it's not that you are now owning it, but they need to give you, because there is no possibility that Tupan can be mint without ZENIQ hub. So you will pay 300 euro more, but also you can take smaller shares. So for example, right now, the minting power, it's around 90 tokens every single day, a little bit less than that. So if you take it a half of the node with the 700 euro, you'll receive, and your minting power will be like 45 Tupan tokens every single day. So what does it mean in the numbers? I'll just explain you briefly, because all these projects on ZENIQ tokenization has halving like Bitcoin, but Bitcoin halving is coming every 4 years. Here, the time halving is every single year, and it's a linear going down every single week. So that means that if you now entered, and your minting power right now, it's 90 tokens per day, that means in the next, in the same time next year, the minting power will be 45 tokens, and then year after will be 22.5. And the great thing is that the majority of your tokens are coming in the first year. So 50% of whole minting token that your hub will produce, it's coming in first year. In the second year, you already have 75% of all total tokens that you will receive. In third year, you already have 87.5%, and etc., etc. So it will produce around 12 to 13 years. But like you see, in the first 3 years, you have the majority of the tokens. But also there is a single point, because right now you have the information, and if you wait for 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 days, 3 months, I don't know how long, that means that because of the sales halving, so every 2,000 masternodes that are sold, the algorithm goes down. So 1% of the minting power goes down. So that means that if you're waiting too much, then your tipping point or your starting point can be, at that time, maybe 75 tokens a day. And then time halving kicks with the 75. Someone that has information in the pre-sale, like you'll see the other projects, had opportunity to buy into the pre-sale where it was not minted yet, but the factor was 110 tokens every single day. So for example, if you buy now, and if you go now, it will produce in the next 4 years around 50,000 tokens. And you are producing with a price of 2 cents. But what can happen? The estimation, of course, there is no guarantee in anything in life, but there is a real concrete products and real concrete projects and real estimation. And they're expecting, due to the all mechanisms and everything what they are doing right now, they're expecting, and I'll say a few years more, let's say in 5 years, they're expecting before that, but I will say 5 years, they're expecting the price of Tupan community token can reach more than $1. So for example, if you purchase Tupan community Tupan hub on ZENIQ hub, if you have it already, and you paid only one time 998 euros, and in the first year you will get like 23,000 Tupan tokens, then in the 3-4 years you will get around 45,000. So that means that if it goes to $1, that means that you started with 1,000, and then you have 45x of your investment that is coming from real asset, that is coming from real economy, that is project that is guarded, and this is controlled by SEC. So this is not a money game plan. This is not kidding. This is serious business. And we didn't have opportunity in our lives to participate in the serious business. Not with €1,000, yes, with the 20 million, but not with €1,000. So that was close for the shareholder, for the big shareholders, because no one asked you to participate with €1,000 and to have benefit from Facebook, Google, Amazon, or any other big companies right now. But right now, because of the tokenization and technology that is offering for every single people in the world, they can contribute with a small amount of investment or big amount of investment. Doesn't matter. I don't go into the pockets of any other person. They can have the benefit of potentially worth a lot of money. So this is what I love, because I really do think that Tupan will shock the world in the next couple of years, especially what they will bring to the marketplace. But let's dive into the next projects just briefly to understand. Try to imagine that first time in history, you are able to participate and you can have a benefit of profit from the movie that is coming from Turkish movie industry, which is the second largest after the Hollywood industry. And the movie is called Regardless, which is the movie from the true story of Mr. Ilhan Dogan. I will explain who is Mr. Ilhan Dogan. He's one of the best network marketer guys in the world, in the history, what he done. So try to imagine, for example, if I ask you, do you want to participate and have a benefit from Top Gun film or Top Gun movie? Everybody will say yes. And the great thing about Regardless, that the movie is already finished. There is no crowdfunding money for the movie because it's already done, paid, financed. Everything is finished now. It's just marketing, and they give us a possibility to enter this. But this is not just the movie. This is everything around it, and this is even more because you are having a token which is coming from production house who was producing the film and producing the movie of Regardless. Yeah. So this is something that take my mind, because this movie was already shown in the biggest film festival in Europe, which is in Cannes in France. Everybody knows about Cannes. So it's not that we need to raise 100 million or 20 million that we shoot the movie, because the movie is already here. And you see what is the number of how many Top Gun raised money, 1.5 billion. So calculate how much. This is 15x or maybe 20x, because this is not just the movie. Yeah? So they're earning money from soundtrack to the merchandise and everything else that is coming. Yeah. So the movie Regardless is already signed to be distributed, and it starts in February. So now in next couple of weeks, it started to show in the 25 countries in the cinemas. This is like Germany, England, Turkey, India, Canada, Israel. You can read it. So if you calculate all the population, these first 25 countries, this is not the last one, it's 2.4 billion people have an opportunity to watch it in the movies, into the cinema, in the next couple of weeks. And this is already the schedule for the gala event, starting in Istanbul, the opening gala, 8th of February, and finishing the first part in the March between 3rd and 10th in Los Angeles, United States. You see, this is whole. So the guy who was producing the film, the movie, I'm talking about film because in my language it's a film. The guy who was producing movie, he's one of the best producers of Turkey movie industry. He was doing with the best actors and actresses in the whole life. He's really famous guy. He's not, no-name guy. And we have opportunity to participate in something that he contributes and that he managed to take this. And once you see the movie, I was able to see it in Dubai. We were in the pre-gala just for us, and you will understand why. It was shocking. For me, it was, I know that everyone who will saw it, it will pops up your mind because it's a true story. It's amazing. It's amazing hero story. And this is just the planned sources of profit. So 20 million tickets sales, 40 million from the views from the paid TV stations like Netflix, Amazon Prime, etc. 40 million people will see it through the TV stations once the TV station will take the rights and buy it once it's finished with the cinemas. And like I said, and we are the only one who are producing. Do you think that regardless token will be on the exchanges as well? Yes. Do you think that the company and the producing company which are making regardless token will have the money and that you can benefit from every other tokenization project is coming after? Yes. So this is just opening the Pandora box. This has never been seen before. And try to imagine how many popularity, because on the end of the movie, everybody will ask one question: where is Mr. Ilhan Dogan now? And I will answer you the question on the end of our presentation. So the same principle, it's like with a Tupan. So if you have existing ZENIQ hub as a physical device, or you have in-house minting hubs, doesn't matter how much do you have them, on every hub you can put an add-on with a price of 998 euros. So now you have a hub which is producing ZENIQ coin, then you buy an add-on for Tupan. Now it's producing Tupan token as well. And now you can purchase an add-on on your existing hub that can produce regardless token in the next couple of weeks when we start, because we are still in the pre-sale. So that's why the minting factor is like 106 tokens every single day, and the halving and everything is the same. And also, if you don't want to bother with ZENIQ, you just want to be in part of that, which maybe it's not the right decision, but everybody, you know, take what they think it's the best for them. You can only have a regardless minting node and produce only regardless token. You will pay a little bit more the price of that node, and you can have it also a bunch of nodes as well, up to 256 as a maximum, and you can have the smaller piece of the shares. But as you see now, if you have a ZENIQ hub, that means that all the projects in the future which is coming, you have the first chance, and you will participate with the lowest amount of money on one existing hub, because you can buy an endless number of add-ons on everything what they will give us as a SAFIR global community, that we can have the piece of that. Yeah. So the time halving and the sale halving is the same like in Tupan, so I'll not explain that. On the last thing, what I will explain, because this is the third project which is on the same category, which is the community minting. It's a real estate project. It's not in Botswana, sorry for that. It's not in, you know, Seychelles, maybe somebody will like that, but it's in Europe. It's in Austria. It's in Graz, which is the second largest city in Austria after Vienna, of course. And this Andreas Hofer Architektur is also a company that is evolving in real estate a lot of time right now. So it's a really well-known company, and they are building a business-to-business infrastructure from the workers that will be and living in the flats. It will be a rental thing, so it's not buying flats and then gone. So it's a rental business to business. So the company will rent the flats for their workers, but there is a lot of facilities. So there will be restaurants, there will be, you know, arenas, bowling balls and everything. And it's really close to Graz. I was a lot of time passing by, because Sersberg, which is the like industrial, or let's say commercial zone outside of the Graz, with all the commercial centers, they are very close to that. So you can participate in something that is already now starting to build. That was in December 2022. But also, this is not just that they will tokenize something. They had the licenses, legislations, and everything inside of Austria, which are the most restricted countries when it comes to these parts in Europe. So if you want to, you know, take the worst case scenario and the hardest way to get the licenses, then you go to Austria. And they doing that for purpose, because now when they have the licenses, a lot of different tokenization projects from real estate are now calling them and say, we want the same model. how we can go into your license and how we can go inside of this small, ecosystem that we want to tokenize our project as well and offer that to the community. And what is the great part is, in some scenarios in the future, if you have this CEDO token, it will benefit a lot for all of the rest of the tokenization projects in real estate in almost whole Europe that will come later. But the only thing which is different between Tupan and Regardless, that these numbers of nodes that can produce CD token with the same price are limited, and be a very, very small amount of nodes, like 30 or 40,000 nodes, which is nothing, because you will see how much SAFIR Global already have a community. So there is no too much time to wait, because they will gone really quickly. I think already 10% are gone, and just in few weeks. So once the people realize the potentials and everything, they will gone really, really quickly. And once it's gone, it's gone. And of course, Regardless and Tupan are much more, because it's a different economics and everything. But here it's not a big project. Like, they don't need to raise like hundreds of millions of dollars. So this project is like 20 million. So they will be done very quickly, and they want to be done quickly to show an example as a good case study to everybody else that will come next inside of real estate. Try to imagine how big real estate market is. It's $4.4 trillion in the world. Where the biggest real estate market is in the world, I'm asking you. Try to think twice. It's not Europe. Europe is big, of course. It's not States. It's not Latin America. Yes, it's Dubai. And who is behind ZENIQ and Ramzik? And then you're entering your questions, what will happen soon, yeah? So it's also the same, so I'll not explain the things. And what I want to, at the end of this presentation, to tell you how you can participate and how you can enter. So to be a part of SAFIR Global, because SAFIR Global is an exclusive company that has exclusive rights for distributing all the products and services what ZENIQ is offering, and of course all the tokenization projects that are building on ZENIQ technology. And to be a part of that, it's just a free registration. Someone, your friends that is inviting you to this presentation, will send you the link. It's 2 minutes time to register yourself, get your back office. And once you enter this, then you are entering the online shop, and then you can desire what you want to have, what you want to invest, and what you want that your money is doing for you. That not is that you are doing for your money, that your money is building and growing every single year. And like I said, right now, the start of SAFIR Global was in December 2020. We already have more than 600,000 members. Last year, total sale was 220 million euro, and expecting price will be double this year, and 2024 goes over the 1 billion. And CEO of SAFIR Global is Mr. Ali Abuzinyal, that is coming from from United Arabian Emirates. He's one of the amazing IT guy, one of the guys that was producing and was building internet services inside of United Arabian Emirates. But the main operator guy is Mr. Ilhan Dogan. And if you remember the name, so the Regardless movie is of his life. So this is like an autobiography, of course, with a lot of, special things, but everything inside of the movie is 99% correct. So there is no, adding stuff because of the drama or something. And everybody, after when they watched the success, what was bring inside of the movie, how Mr. Ilhan Dogan came from poor family in Turkey, go to Germany, make this absolutely amazing business inside of the network marketing space, and earns millions and millions of dollars, and make a lot of the community, etc., etc. Everybody will ask where the Mr. Dogan is now. And on the end of the movie, it will show up that he's in SAFIR Global and together partnering with ZENIQ and Ramzik. So try to imagine the publicity, the marketing that we'll have for all of this that is happening. And to understand how they are serious, I mean, SAFIR Global, they are building the community office on the highest building in the world, which is Burj Khalifa, and the highest office in the world will be SAFIR Global because it will be situated on 147th floor. So for example, if you want to go to the highest restaurant in the world, which is situated on 127th floor in Burj Khalifa, then you go to the office of SAFIR Global, and then you go down 20 floors down, yeah? So, and this is it's not like 30, 40 square meters, it's a 500 square meter. It's absolutely amazing what they will build. They're opening hopefully by the end of the March this year, so very, very soon. It's a lot of progression. It will be futuristic. And try to imagine who can have the office in the highest building in the world, where the owners are MR Construction, the biggest construction company, United Arab Emirates, and also one of the toppest in the world as well. And the owner of MR and the owner of Burj Khalifa, partially owner, is Mohammed Al Maktoum. So I say it twice. I will not, repeat third time, because I think that you are very clever, everybody who is on the call, so you understand what we are talking about. So if you are living close to Croatia, which is in central part of Europe or Southeast Europe, I invite you to see all of this live on SAFIR workshop that will be held on 4th of February, 4 days before the gala will start for the regardless. And you will see in live, in person, Mr. Ilhan Dogan. You will see live in person the CEO of SAFIR Global, Mr. Ali Abuzinyal. And you will see in live the people and leaders who build this business, who has enormous impact, enormous success. And you will hear it from their mouth, not from my mouth. So I eager you that you are trying to know and ask your person who is inviting you how to get, to the position yourself into this arena, which will be in the 4th of February in 2023. It will be the first ever that kind of events in 2023, and it will be absolutely amazing. So I invite you to become a master of your own finances again. I know there was a lot of information that I need to grasp, and sorry if I was too long, because it's absolutely impossible. I almost hit the 1 hour, which is a record for me. I didn't talk about still of Avinok. That will be on other presentations as well, because the Avinok itself, it's like a 30, 40 minutes a presentation of an amazing, amazing project. But I eager you that you come back to your person that invited you to understand better. And I'll say how I react. That will be my last sentences. So in July 2021, once I witnessed and explored different types of project that was, offering inside of the crypto, most of them was trading, to be honest. I was not so big fan of the trading. I will not go die why. And when I get the information, and you need to understand that in July 2021, that there was nothing in ZENIQ, there was no Ramzik, there was just a vision. There was just serious people. At that time, I think that they were just collaborate and sign that His Highness Sheikh Zayed bin Hashar Al Maktoum will be a shareholder of the company. But in the infrastructure, there was nothing. That it was the same like I invited you to the grass field, and there was like 2 wooden sticks pointed out in the ground, and it says it on that tables. Here it will be the biggest, stadium, football stadium in Europe. And I'll say, yeah, right. Are you joking? Or? And this is how was for me at that time when I saw SAFIR-ZENIQ. But what I saw is a vision. What I saw was seriousness from the people that I see that they are serious, that, who is behind the project. That was for me the most important part. When I listened to the presentation, after 10 minutes, when I saw who is behind it, I said, it's finished, it's done. I don't want to watch it anymore. Let me know how I can get into it. And there was only a possibility to buy a ZENIQ hub or in-house hub. There was no Tupan, regardless, CD, nothing. There was just a vision of we will bring that to the society. We will build that. And now at that time, the same grass field is full of the construction. You see all the parts of the stadium already. The roof is on. Now it's a small details inside of the arenas and everything. And you know that very soon it's coming the first match on that stadium, and it will bring 60,000 spectators on that. And this is just the beginning of something, great in the years to come. And right now we on that phase, because right now the people are going in because they are seeing what we have in our hands. There is no visionaries was before, and I was so grateful that I was one of the visionaries that I was able to get this information 1.5 years before. And I was so happy that I say yes, because changed my whole life, not in 360% degrees, because then I would be on the same place, but 180 totally different direction in my life. I was able to be financial free in 1.5 years. And everything what I was invest, I leave that to my kids. This is my legacy to them. But it's not just that I bringing legacy. I say for me, this is the project that I'm on a mission on that. I'm on a mission to help as much people as possible to gain financial freedom, but not just financial time freedom, to educate them how the money can work for them, because there was no education in the school about it. I never hear anyone talks about it. That's why we had 95% people that are mostly having only 5% of the capital, and 5% of the people in the world has 95% of the capital. And because of the technology and because of the blockchain and tokenization, that door is opening right now. And you can go inside to see how the big guys can have, a lot of money, and you can be witness and you can be a part of that. So I invite you to look around, to not think twice, because listen to your heart. If your heart is right, then definitely this is for you. If your heart say no, then it's not for you. And thank you so much for listening. And I hope it brings a lot of things to overcome during the next couple of hours and nights. And I hope to see you on the other side. All the best to everybody, and see you on the next presentation. All the best. Bye.